All right, so we're going to go through section two, which is going to be focused on navigation and screen transition. And whenever it's time to make a solution or to build any or to design anything that interfaces with user, the question that we need to always consider is, where do I start from? Now, the question is, do you know where to start? And I would say that when building an app, it is very important to determine where to start from. And most times, it is very, very, very much easier for us to start from thinking about the navigation. Just like I've put this material together, it's going to guide us on how to tackle these questions. Referring back to our previous discussion on white question, the white space, the best place to start now is by thinking about navigation. Navigation helps user move around your app, even if it's just a few pages. It's about ensuring users understand how to navigate your app smoothly and efficiently. Definition of navigation is just a mechanism that helps user move between different screens effectively. It includes various methods such as side menus, button navigators, and tab controls. Thank God for the new modern controls Microsoft has added for us, where we have tabs and we can utilize those tabs as navigators. And this is just to ensure seamless experience within the application. Screen transition enhance user experience by creating smooth animation between screens, reducing upload jumps and can disrupt usability. This transition can include fading, sliding, and modal pop-up to create a more engaging interaction. Just a quick demo of this. If you look at this app, you'll discover that when you click on this, there's this effect that slides, which is called the cover, right? And when you click the home, slides back out and reverse, which is the uncover. So you get this. The user definitely will feel that there's a new page that actually came in, even if the pages are the same. Because of that little effect, your user can be able to understand the movement between two screens, and that's what is referred to as a transition. Now, what's to keep an eye on will be consistency. Ensuring a uniform experience across screen. If you're going to be choosing one kind of transition, you want to make sure you're maintaining that transition. For navigation, if you're using one color and one button size or label size or whatever it is, it has to be consistent in all the screen. When we get to the advanced part, we're going to work on how we can actually have navigators or menu that will actually navigate between different screens, but we're maintaining the same screen only by working with containers. Visibility is very important. Make navigation options easily identifiable. Minimal clicks. Users should reach their desired location in fewest possible steps. Responsiveness. The navigation design should adjust seamlessly to different screen size. And for performance sake, you shouldn't use too much of animation as it can slow down app responsiveness. Now, the steps to implement navigation and screen transition in Power Apps would be one, to set up the layout. For web apps, we're going to use, which is of course technically landscape view. We're going to insert horizontal menu at the top for navigation. And for the side tab, which is the tab view, we're going to insert vertical menu on the side for better content separation. Now, adding navigation button within the container, we're going to use container to differentiate the menu. And the reason is, like I told you, container actually helps to arrange our content in. So when we're done with what we want, we just need to copy and paste it on all the screen. Now, insert buttons We're going to insert buttons label according to the app sections, right? We want to make sure that the screens we're sending users to when they click on the button actually aligns with the title on the button. And we're going to assign the unselect properties to each button to navigate between different screens. And we're going to actually implement smooth screen transition by using the screen transition where we have like the fade on cover rights and cover right and all that. So we're going to utilize this. In our screen, I'm going to show you how we're going to use and navigate. But if you're just going through these materials and you're trying to implement, this is the best way to insert this on the unselect property. And we're going to create dynamic navigation for the mobile parts. We're going to put side menus on mobile, use hamburger menu icon that toggles visibility. And for tabs, we're going to actually do almost the same thing. And we're going to implement variables to control menu visibility dynamically. Yeah. Optimize user flow. We're going to ensure the most frequently used features are easily accessible. Test different navigation instructions to find the most intuitive setup. Use consistent transition effect to maintain a smooth experience. We're going to test navigation and screen transition across multiple screens. And the only way we're going to achieve this would definitely be a by working on a mini project. And our mini project today would be to create a small Power Apps Canvas app. We already have the one we're working on, and we're going to add three screens, make the dashboard, the records, and appointments. We're going to have an horizontal menu as well for the web demo part. We're going to have a vertical menu for the side demo app. And for buttons, we're going to use the unselect actions to navigate between screens. For the hamburger, we're going to do the same, just toggle or open and to be visible and not visible. And for the screen transition, you can use any kind of transition want. But in my case, when I'm working with the same like different containers on one screen, I use the fade, right? Or if it looks the same, but if I'm definitely navigating from the home screen to any page, I use the cover. And if I'm navigating back to the home screen, I use the home cover. Or we're going to test this face. So let's get our hands on a practical project now. To begin, I'm going to partition or have a rough sketch on how I want the menu, where I want the menu to sit. So for the landscape view, we're going to have the menu sit above here. I'm going to leave some space up, and this will be my menu. And this will be like the logo. And for the tab, we're going to put the menu. Sorry. We're going to put the menu by the side, this side. And for the hamburger, we'll put the menu this way, and I'm going to play around putting menu by the bottom part as well. So in a nutshell, what I'll be doing will be using at least 20% of the screen, like this, for the menu. At least 20% like this. And that's what I'll be doing for this. The menu will be by this side. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. And for this one, I'm going to put the menu in and a very little one above. So if you can make a rough sketch of this, you can definitely bring it into action, just like you've designed it. So now let's start with the landscape. Following our design, move this away so I can refer to it. So we're going to start with a container. Yep, and the container will be, first I need to make, for consistency reason, I'll define how I want my menu to be on an empty page, and then I'll duplicate for all the screen. So I'm going to start by inserting. What I'd like to insert here is a container like this, and that's it. Yep, this is it. Yep, like this. And then I'll fill it up with what I want. I'd like to use the grain that I've been working with since. Um, you can use anything. Let me try another type of grain, or this one. Or better still, let me copy the color code of this one. Uh, primary color, and here, try to see. Good. So I've gotten that, and whatever I put in here would be my button. So first, my button, I like to make it um transparent, and I have a reason for that. So like this, transparent, and the font color will be white. Good. Font size will be um let me try let me try 30. Okay, not bad. So I'd like it to be at the middle, and yep. So I'll add more button as well, and yeah, make sure it goes around. I'll put my padding as well so it has some space on the left. 30. Antenna itself, middle, center, and I'll add more. My button, I'll adjust it. So I'm going to just duplicate this button, and we're going to see how it goes. So making the other screens. Yep. Adding more screens, empty screens, and the reason is because I want to make the definition on the first screen and just the same menu, so consistent. That's the best way to maintain consistency in your system, so you don't need to edit. So all of these screens, 4 new screens, you can see it, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're new. While we'll maintain this one as the one we're going to be working with. Out now on select, now I want to implement the navigation. That's a button, and I'm going to use on the select property. I'll use navigate. Let me see if I can make this big enough for you to see. Okay, so on this, I'm going to say navigate. You can see it's being populated. Now the target means the target screen. I'm going to check the screen, which is like this would be to this main screen. And if I put comma, you can see the syntax there. You see the syntax. If I put comma, then the next, it's asking me the screen navigation. Now I can choose how I want the screen navigation to be. I can use maybe cover right. and or the fade, and that will be it. So whenever I click here, it takes me to that screen. The same thing I do for the record. On the record, on select property of the record, I'll take it to, this would be the medical record screen. This will be the appointments, appointment and scheduling screen, and the next on medication, medication and prescription, and this one would be notification. That's this one would be notification, notification and alerts. Yep. And this main the logo, I've set it to just I'll set it to go home. It go to the welcome screen. Welcome screen, and from the welcome screen would from here I go to the, okay, good, makes sense. All right, so we'll start. If I say make here, need to specify the screen, make it dashboard. That's this one. All right, so from the welcome screen, we go to make it dashboard. So it's using the fade effect, and if I play it, takes me to the dashboard. If I click here, this is the same dashboard. If I click here, it takes me to the empty page. So what I'll do now is I'll go to this page, I copy this and this, copy this. Just to make it uniform, you need to go through the positioning. You see, X is 0 and Y is 17. So if we're pasting it on this, I'll make sure it's also 0 and 17. I go to this, I paste, I go to this, I paste, and I go to this, and I paste. All right, so now I have my app played, and it goes to dashboard, record, appointment, medications, notification. Now for you to know which screen I am, I'm going to implement something called, in this, I'm going to insert a text, and all right, so I'll make this 30, make this semi bold, and I'll make this, now I'm going to add app dot active screen dot, and then I can put the name, which is going to to let me know the screen. So what I need to do is to copy my container, just like I did in all. I'll paste it. I'll paste it. The same thing. And finally, the same thing. With this, I'll do auto out. I just increase it. All right. So for navigation, as I go through different screen, I get to see the title of the screen and it tells me. And if I click on this, it takes me back to the home. If I click, it takes me back. So this is how we implement the navigation for the web version. Now we're going to try for the tablet or mobile version. Been able to add a button by the side, which is like a container, and each of these buttons have the navigation cover right, just like we did in the first one. Now, if you click any button you click, you navigate to the button specified for that. And that's about how this works. You can see, but when you click the back button, it goes back to the previous screen. Yeah, we've put it to be at the previous screen, and when you click here, back. So that's about navigation, and the same concept you also utilize actually for the phones as well. So with this, we on subsequent in the next video we're going to actually um move on with the next section topic and also implement mobile built specifically for a mobile app.